morning.
Good morning.
Hey, so celebration. What a great subject.
I know. How fun is that?
That's really cool. Well, we've been having memories of our time here at Lord of Life, all over these 10 years. And we were flown in especially just for the first time to experience the Luther Hill Champagne and S'mores Gala, even before we started working here.
Yeah.
And so we had to put on our glad rags. We got there and there was a
I'd
dance.
actually buy some glad rags.
Yes,
I
you
didn't
did.
have anything appropriate.
Yeah, I know, and you did. You looked great. You looked awesome. And but when we got there, and we were out on the dance floor, and Lord of Life people were taking up most of the dance floor. I
Yes,
think.
they were.
At any rate, Carol Wage was dancing next to me, and I said, "Wow, this is amazing." She said, "Well, this is Lord of Life."
Get used to it.
Yeah, celebrate.
We're going to have fun. Yeah. Thinking about how, we've shared this about how Gary and I were very serious about our vocation and all that when we first got married.
Yeah.
And
We had to save the world after all.
After all, yes. Jesus tried, but we were going to actually complete the job.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Oh. It's humiliating, but good, healthy for us to admit. Anyway, we were fortunate enough to get, I would say, 10 silver trays.
Oh my gosh,
For our
that's
wedding
right. I forgot
presents,
that.
Which initially we're like, what are we going to do with silver tray?
Yeah, we don't have any money. What do you do with these things?
And well, they have been a blessing to us throughout our lives because it allowed us, we could haul out a silver tray, throw some, saltines on it, and have a celebration.
Well, a couple slices of apple and cheese.
Yeah, whatever, anyway.
But yeah, we did that. Yeah.
There was a book that we read fairly early in our marriage called The Feast of Fools by Harvey Cox, which is about celebration and the importance of it and all. We can't find the copy right now, but we remember quite a bit of it. And I was thinking about that the Feast of Fools was a medieval celebration. It was sort of a satirical put down of the hierarchy of the church. They would elect a fake pope and archbishops and trot them around. And if you've seen the movie Hunchback of Notre Dame, they depict that Feast of Fools in that, and how important it was in that terrifically oppressive medieval church time,
Spanish Inquisition, the whole bit.
Oh, it's just so much. The hierarchy of the church was just sucking the life out of things.
You're going to go to hell for everything.
Yes. And so it was just a spontaneous, almost, necessity for them to have something irreverent and hilarious and let it all hang out kind of a thing. And that, because that is just necessary in the human experience.
And then did that edict come from the Pope to do that?
I do not believe so.
It was a lay-led thing.
I think it was just kind of spontaneous. It just happened, and
But it sounds like nobody got excommunicated for it. It was a practice in the church to lighten things up.
I think they were all masked.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So nobody could figure out who was the ringleader for it. I don't really know. I know so little about it. Just basically that concept. But this book, A Feast of Fools, was so releasing for us in terms of the importance of having celebration. And as one brings, not just, I need to have some fun, but some kind of intentionality and consciousness to your celebration. It's so enriched.
You talk about how you fondly remember growing up with your family's unbirthdays. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, as it happens in our family, there was a period, in the spring, early spring, when there was nothing to celebrate. We weren't Irish and And about that time, my mom would have an unbirthday party, which came from the Alice in Wonderland, tea party thing. And so we would have a day, and she just sort of spontaneously, well, today's our unbirthday. And she'd cook a fancy meal, and we'd each get presents, usually silly little things, but how special was that?
Oh, okay.
And it just heightened everything. It was just so fun.
But it was just of the moment, but elevating that moment.
Yeah.
And that's what celebration is about. It elevates an ordinary moment to make it feel extraordinary.
Yeah.
Because all of life is extraordinary, but again, we forget
We do.
in the midst of it all. And so celebrating reminds us of the celebration of life that's always going on in the kingdom of heaven.
And that,
you know?
and that attitude of celebration
Yeah.
enhances gratitude and appreciation, which are all just wonderful attributes of God and
Yeah.
the God life and all that. So,
Let's get into more of that another day.
oh, okay.
Would you mind praying about
I
this?
wouldn't mind at all. Dear God, you give us so many things that we can celebrate. It's a party all the time. We thank you for that and help us to be in that mindset more. In the name of the Christ, amen.
Amen. Have a good one.
Bye.
Celebrate.